Hey guys, how you doing? Good, I'm good. All right, so I know that this video has been pretty delayed, and I apologize about that because I've been caught up with other fun stuff throughout the summer. But in this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my experience at Kanakuk that I had this summer. And I don't know how long this video is going to be because I have a lot to say about my experience at camp in this video, because I was there for 6 straight weeks this summer, and I just want to go ahead and talk about my experience and all the fun stuff that I remember from there. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start off with staff training week. Now, staff training week is the week before all the campers come and before we start working. But among the staff training week, we had to do some preparing for camp, had to do some labor work, and do some certifications, like to get certified to teach certain classes. But among with that, we got to do some other fun stuff as well, like in the night times, like at nighttime. And one thing I do remember is we got to go roller skating. It was an 80s themed roller skating party. I didn't dress up for that, but it was still a whole lot of fun. Now let's see what else I remember. Yeah, staff training week it's kind of a ways back, but still. Oh yeah, and one night we got to go to the landing, which is the outdoor mall in Branson. And then we also went to this place called Integrity Hills, and we went to this and it's really beautiful. And then we went to this small, nice little church for some worship, and yeah, we got to do that. And then we also had the winter foam party called the Arctic Tundra Conundrum. And the reason why I'm calling it a winter foam party is because it was a winter-like theme, so we had to wear some like winterish outfits, winterish costumes. And there were some Frozen-related stuff at that party. It was a whole lot of fun. Man, I loved it so much, and I broke out some of my breakdancing moves there at that party. And then we also had a party called the Jardy, which is the Western theme that we had this year at Kanakuk, which is also the K-Life as well. So there were some games there among with some of the dancing that went on there. And then I think, if I remember, I think there was some talk and worship. I don't quite remember because I only went to it during staff training week. And then, let's see, and then then during staff training week, we had the all-staff day. That was so much fun. I loved all-staff day. All-staff day is basically just where everyone from all the Kanakuk camps come together, and we all met around at K2, and then we all had the big all-staff group picture. And then it was also our mingling time as well. We got to do that before the big picture, actually. And so, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Then we went into the K2 gym, and we saw some funny skits, and also there was a concert by a guy named Thiesel. He's a part of the rap group called 116. I was really actually expecting to see 116 on the 4th, but we didn't. But I'll go ahead and talk about the 4th at some point later in this video. And yeah, and then we had some worship, and then we had a talk. So yeah, that was really fun. Oh, and yeah, I think one thing I did forget to mention during all staff day is, like, when we went to the gym, that's when we all busted out our cheers. Oh man, that was so much fun. And then one night, And then one night we had some cookies and milk in the dining hall, and that was so good. Like after it was supposed to be the night where we kind of went over crosstalk, I think, and after that, when one of the co-directors, Chad, he said that he said we were going to have some cookies and milk after the talk that he gave. That's when we all went excited. We all got so excited because cookies and milk is delicious. It really, really is. Now, now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my camp, the actual camp experience that I had. All right, so I did maintenance. I actually did maintenance work. My job was maintenance. So a part of my job was cleaning up stuff and putting away certain events, and then setting them up. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun with maintenance, and some of the stuff we clean up was like one of the things we had to clean up was the bathroom floors. Now, cleaning the bathrooms really isn't as bad as you think, really, because we're just mainly dealing with the floors of the bathrooms. And then, as I mentioned before, we had the Arctic Tundra Conundra, and as far as how I mentioned how we put stuff away and put stuff and set things up, yep, we took that down as one of our jobs in maintenance. And among with taking it down, I'm glad I got to go to it as well. It was so much fun. In fact, I'd say the Arctic Tundra Conundra was better. It got better during the actual camp session than it was during staff training week. And like I had said before, we had the Jardy. I didn't go to it during camp. I had only went to it during staff training week. One thing I forgot to mention during staff training week, and is also in the actual camp session, is the I-Party. The I-Party was so much fun. It took place in Cali Fields, and there were different stations and we played some games that were supposed to be based on actual apps that you can get on the iPhone. Like there was an Angry Birds station, so that we had to knock down some blocks and some balls, some different colored balls that were stacked on those boxes. And then on one station we had the Instagram station, so we got to put on some funny costumes and take some funny pics. And then let's see. And then I think we had the paper toss. The paper toss station, which is based on the paper toss app. Haven't played that one in a while. But yeah, and then we also had one based on the Temple Run station. That was a lot of fun. Basically, there were basically, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, the Temple Run station was a lot of fun. So yeah, those were some of the stations that were at the I-Party. And as far as the I-Party of what I did during the actual camp session, since I was on maintenance, I helped clean up. I helped with one station. 1 week I helped with the Fruit Ninja. So in the Fruit Ninja, one person has to step in a little kiddie pool, and then there was a guy at the top of the ladder over the kiddie pool, which was actually my maintenance boss who ran the Fruit Ninja station. So basically, he's at the top of the ladder, and the person in the kiddie pool, he basically just drops little balloons. I think it was some balloons, and then we had to hit them with like this. Yeah, like that. At that station, we had to get as many as we could. And then I think after each station, we got a certain amount of coins depending on how well we did at each station. And then I think we had we had a music station to try and guess where the DJ at that station tried to play a song, and we had to guess what it is, and I think it was a guy versus girl challenge. Then at the center of Cali Fields there was sorry, a notification on Facebook came up. I'm recording this on my phone, so apparently that somehow come up. But anyway, off topic. Let's get back on topic. So basically, also there was another station in the center of Cali Fields where it was basically kind of like a dance party. Yeah, but a good old dance party. Or like that station was like a dance party for each of the TVs. I was in TV 2. Alright, so like I said, there's different sub-camps for Kanakuk. I was at K7 and we had the TVs. I would show you the hand motions for the TVs that we have during our cheers, but I'm recording with my phone right now, and I'm using my right hand to record with my phone. So, but anyway, but yeah, so we had a dance party, or kind of like a little. It's kind of hard to explain because I don't remember all the complete details. I think it was called like Google Maps. I don't know why that station was called Google Maps. But anyway, so yeah, the iParty, that was a blast. And let's see, I'm gonna try and remember. Oh yeah, and one of the nights, one of the fun nights that we had were the campfire night, where we got to have s'mores. And I had so much fun with the campfire night, because since I'm on maintenance, we got to have our campfires with us maintenance guys. We got to have the campfires with the office girls, the kitchies, the UCs, and the leadership people, which that was so much fun. It was like such a great mingling time. And that's one of my favorite parts about maintenance. So, and yeah, so I really liked that. And also, and for the opening ceremonies, and like, we had to set up the tiki torches, so, because the opening ceremonies take place at nighttime, and it's in this area called Flagnum. It's kind of like in the tree area. It's like this little camp area. It's kind of behind boys camp. So, and that's where all of the senior SK and JK, senior camp and junior camp, we all met there for opening ceremony, for the skit, and a run by of what the week is like, of what the week will have in stored. So yeah, we had to set up the tiki torches for that, and then we also had to set up the tiki torches for the campfires as well, and also we had to set the fires for each station, and there was a total of 14 stations we had to set the fires for, which was 7 on the girls' side and 7 campfires on the guys' side. And I'll just tell you that the campfires on the guys' side is a lot better, because there's a lot more detail and scenery on the guys' campfire side. And yeah, it's so much fun. And also the part that I love the most about the campfire, about being on maintenance, is it's down by the lake. And it was so much fun. And so yeah. All right. So and I'll go ahead and talk about for closing ceremony. And yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about, other than the opening ceremony, I'll go ahead and talk about Saturdays. Now, Saturdays is considered the long days, because for the counselors and for maintenance, like the guys, we have to get up early to help the kids with their luggage to get them up at the hill in the morning. And then we also have to help and as far as maintenance and UCs, we have to help the parents get the trunks to their cars. So yeah, that was a part of maintenance work. And then we had a lunch break. Then we had some free time until the next session starts. And as now on the opening day for maintenance, that's when we helped with get the luggage down to the camp. Like we put, like, there was a trailer, and then we had to get the duffel bags in the bed of the trunk, and then the trunks on the trailer. So yeah, that's what we did to help with maintenance. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, the Saturdays are the long days, like I say for counselors especially, because when they have to let kids go, and then when they have to get new campers to help them get set in. So yeah. But yet that is the fun part. So yeah, that's one of the big things I had to do on maintenance. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about my 2-4s. Alright, the 2-4s are definitely one of the things I look forward to at camp. Now 2-4 basically just means 24 hours off of camp where you can get some rest, and you actually leave the camp to get some rest, but you get to go with we still have a lot of fun with our camp friends, and it's fun to do dinner stuff. I'll go ahead and talk about. Hang on just a sec. I'm making a video now. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. That was my mama. She was telling me that she had to go to a voice lesson, but anyway, so 2-4s. One thing I'm gonna try and remember what. I'll go ahead and talk about a couple of movies I saw on my 2-4s. 1-2-4. I saw the Amazing Spider-Man movie too. That I had already seen it, but I was cool with seeing it again. And then I saw another Disney movie with Angelina Jolie in it. I forgot what it's called. And then on 1-2-4, and I apologize for not telling you about these events in order, but yeah, at least I'm telling you what I remember so far about my experience. And then one movie I remember. Okay. Oh wait, I already told you about the 2 movies that I saw. And now we'll go ahead and talk about where I went. This other really fun place I went to. It's called Silver Dollar City, which was basically a Western-themed amusement park, but it was so fun. I had actually went with the camera guy during that 2-4, and it was a lot of fun. And oh yeah, and as far as the Arctic Tundra Conundrum, I said that I had went there. I went there during the camp weeks as well, and I did some breakdancing at that party, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and also, yeah, and at the Arctic Tundra Conundrum party, how I told you it's a winter-themed party, you guys were probably expecting me to tell you that there was some Frozen, related stuff at that party, and yes, there were. And they played 2 songs. One was Summer, and I'm pretty sure you guys have an idea of the other Frozen song that they played. Alright, I'll just go ahead and tell you. Yes, they did play Let It Go. And it was a lot of fun, and one of the UCs, or one of the counselors there, one of the staff members there, dressed up as cosplayed as Olaf, and then other person on leadership cosplayed as Elsa. And yeah, it's a lot of yeah, it's one of my favorite events that they have going on at camp. And so yeah, and then 124. I'll go ahead and talk more about the 2-4s. All right, I'll go ahead and talk about the restaurants I went to. All right. 124. I went to a Mexican restaurant for dinner, and then for breakfast, one place I did to go to was Cracker Barrel. And Cracker Barrel was I don't care for the dinner food at Cracker Barrel, but I did like the breakfast food. I liked what they had to offer for breakfast there. And then 124, which was actually my last, we went to a Chinese restaurant. And I wasn't expecting to have Chinese food during my time away from home, because when I was at camp, one thing that I was gonna do when I get home or eat was Chinese noodles. But apparently, we went to a Chinese restaurant during our 2-4s. So yeah, the 2-4s were definitely my fun parts about camp. And then on one of my 2-4s, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about this place called Vintage Paris that I went to on some of my 2-4s. Vintage Paris is basically a small little cafe-like area. It's where a lot of camp. Vintage Paris is the perfect place to relax on your 2-4s, and it was a lot of fun going there. Oh, and yeah, it's for some of the, and it's on some of my 2-4s. I went to the landing for some of our meals. And one place that we went to was called the Texas Landing Cattle, and also Garfields. And yeah, it was fun eating there at those two places. And then on 124, we stayed at this place called the K1 Chapel, which is in K1, which is another sub camp of Kanakuk. And it was really nice because it was free. And inside the chapel is really beautiful, and I'm really glad that we got a chance to go in it. So yeah, so those are the stuff that I remember on my 2-4s. Now we'll go ahead and talk about the 4th of July. Oh my gosh, the 4th of July, loved it. The 4th of July was so much fun. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and just talk about the nighttime events. The nighttime stuff I remember from the 4th of July. I'll just say that getting a chance to spend time with my friends, basically up at K2 Fields, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Like getting to see the fireworks shoot up in the sky. And also, before I helped my counselor friends with the cheers to get all the kids pumped up before the fireworks show started. And yeah, the 4th was actually my last day. I was kind of bittersweet about it being my last day, but the 4th of July was a great way to spend the 4th. I mean, the 4th of July, that kind of didn't come out right, but the 4th of July was a great way to spend my last day. It really was. Oh, wait, yeah, also, there are a couple of things I forgot to mention before talking about the 4th. Alright, so one fun thing we did have every other Saturday was this thing called Rattle Rattle. And Rattle Rattle is basically an outdoor barbecue. And every other week we have lunch in the dining hall on changeover day after all the campers leave. But on But on every other Saturday, we have Rattle Rattle, which is the outdoor picnic that we have in front of the church area of K7, which is where the closing ceremony takes place. And Rattle Rattle's a lot of fun, and basically, the fun part of it was allowing me to socialize with all the counselors and the Kitchies and all the other leadership people and the OGs as well. Oh, OG, it basically just means office girls. And in some of our spare time during the maintenance work, we hung out with them some in the office. Yeah, and let's see, think what else. Oh yeah, and on one occasion, I got to do the treetops. Treetops was a lot of fun. Treetops is basically the obstacle course we have at K7. And I'm pretty sure, obviously, there's an obstacle course like that at every other Kanakuk camp. Oh, and yeah, I'll go ahead and explain all about the Kanakuk camps. Alright, so there's three in Lampe, Missouri, which is K7, K2, and K West. And then there's actually one, a Kanakuk camp. It's called Kids Across America. It's a pretty kind of a different kind of camp, but I still kind of consider it a Kanakuk camp. It's called Kids Across America, which is kind of for the poor, kind of the underprivileged kids, or the poor kids. It kind of focuses on a different ministry than all the other Kanakuk camps do, but I still consider it a Kanakuk camp nonetheless, since it runs very similarly to all the other Kanakuk camps. And then there's three in Branson, which is K Kauai, which is actually the camp that my brother worked at, actually. K1, which is basically for the younger kids, and then K Country, which is also for the younger kids. So yeah, those are all the Kanakuk camps that run. Those are pretty much all the 7 Kanakuk camps that we've got. Now we'll go ahead and talk about. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go ahead and talk a little more about the obstacle course. All right, we were harnessed, and I'll go ahead and say that my favorite. I say the monkey bars up at the top. Those are my favorite parts about. That's one of my favorite parts about the treetops. And then we had the screamer, which was basically the giant swing that we start up from the top, and we're obviously harnessed, and then we go like basically kind of. It's hard to kind of explain, but I managed to touch the top, and basically like that. I'll go. What am I? Sorry, I tend to stutter some in my videos because like I said, I do have a lot to say. I do have a lot to say in this video. But anyway, so yeah, now I'll go ahead and talk about the slip and slide. So on one occasion, us maintenance guys and some of the office girls, and then some other girls who are friends as well, like who were actually babysitters for the director's kids. And on one occasion, we all got to go down the slip and slide at night. And believe it or not, I think our slip and slide at K7 is actually bigger than the one at K2's. So yeah. So that's one of my favorite things we got to do. Oh yeah, and the camera girl and the camera guy were there as well. And it was a whole lot of fun getting to do the slip and slide at night. I wish I got a chance to do the zip line above the zip line, the big zip line. I wish I got a chance to do that, but oh well. But either way, I still had an amazing overall. My experience at Kanakuk was phenomenal, and the 4th of July, I know I probably should have talked about this last since it was my last day, but the 4th of July, phenomenal. It's one of my favorites, and it was definitely a great way to sum up my last day, getting a chance to spend time with all my first session friends and second session friends, and my maintenance boys and the office girls and everyone basically. And so yeah. And for all my camp friends who could be watching this right now, I just want to let you guys know that I love you guys so much, and I miss you guys a whole lot, and I hope y'all are doing well. And so yeah, so this is my video describing my experience at Kanakuk camps of the summer of 2014. And so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, alright? Alright. Thanks, guys. Alright, bye.